There is someone by your side at this very moment whose presence carries an ancestral weight that you have not yet managed to fully decipher, Arian. This soul did not cross the veil of destiny into your life by mere chance or temporal coincidence. The tarot cards, cast under the silvery light of the moon that governs hidden mysteries, reveal that the universe has woven, with golden threads extracted from the most ancient stars, a connection that completely transcends everything your physical eyes can see. While you contemplate departure, while your natural Martian fire instinct calls for constant movement and revolutionary change, while your impulsive ram nature whispers that perhaps it is time to run toward new horizons, there is an ancestral force deeply rooted in cosmic wisdom, shouting for you to stay exactly where you are. The Two of Cups appeared reversed in your reading not as a dark omen of inevitable ending, but as a spiritual test of emotional maturity that the universe has prepared specifically for your growth. Mars, your ruling planet that pulses with warrior energy and unwavering determination, is positioned at a celestial angle that asks something revolutionary of you. That you exercise a quality that does not always flow naturally through the fire veins of the ram, truly transformative patience. This person walking by your side at this moment carries in their hands spiritual keys, forged in the fire of divine creation, keys that open dimensional doors in your existence that you cannot even imagine exist. Gigantic doors that lead to halls of abundant material prosperity, exponential financial growth, and deep emotional stability that serves as an unshakable foundation for absolutely everything you wish to build in this incarnation. The entire universe is asking you, imploring you, beseeching you to trust this process, even when your burning impulsive nature desperately screams the opposite in your inner ear. Dear Arian, warrior of the zodiac, pioneer of the 12 signs, be extremely welcome to this sacred space where cosmic energies meet in a celestial dance, and the paths of destiny are illuminated with crystal clarity. I prepared this spiritual message especially for you because the tarot cards literally shouted your name when they were cast with reverence upon the reading table. What I have to share with your soul at this moment is not just an ordinary card reading, but an urgent and unavoidable spiritual calling that possesses the power to completely change the trajectory of your manifested destiny. Before we continue this mystical journey together, before we dive into the depths of what the universe has revealed about your situation, I need you to do something fundamental for me and primarily for yourself. Subscribe to this sacred channel right now. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any divine messages the universe has prepared specifically for your fire sign, and leave a powerful "I trust" in the comments below so that the magnetic energy of conscious permanence and spiritual loyalty can anchor deeply into your material life. Share this video with other Arians who desperately need to hear this cosmic truth right now. Now, take 3 deep breaths, completely expanding your lungs, because what comes next will touch the deepest and most hidden layers of your immortal soul. The hermit appeared majestically in your reading, carrying an ancient lantern that illuminates not the unknown path ahead, but the precious one you have already traveled with your own feet. Aries, from the moment your soul chose to incarnate under this cardinal fire sign, you have always been the archetype of fearless pioneering, of courage that knows no limits, of that spiritual warrior who opens illuminated paths where others see only insurmountable obstacles and impenetrable darkness. Your natural gift is to move forward, to conquer, to initiate new cycles without looking back. But there is a deep ancestral wisdom that only reveals itself when we finally stop running in frenetic circles. This specific person whom the universe has strategically positioned by your side at this moment of your earthly journey is not a heavy burden, as your mind sometimes whispers in hours of doubt, although I recognize that at certain moments it may seem exactly like that. They are, in fact, a multi-dimensional spiritual mirror. And in this cosmic mirror, polished by the hands of destiny, you are being gently invited to see not only who you are in this present moment, but especially who you have the divine potential to become when you finally learn to build lasting structures instead of just conquering temporary territories. All your ambitious projects for true financial independence, that recurring dream of entrepreneurship and creating something revolutionary, of establishing a business that is truly yours and reflects your essence, of generating consistent income through the manifestation of your burning passion and your unique and undeniable talent. Absolutely all of this is directly and undeniably connected to your current capacity to honor the sacred bonds that the universe has established with surgical precision. The cards reveal with absolute clarity that this person carries a tangible energy of practical stability that perfectly complements your wild, creative fire. Think deeply about a crackling bonfire. Without any type of containment or structure, the fire spreads uncontrollably and loses itself, consuming everything without purpose. But with the proper structure and necessary care, that same fire warms hearts, illuminates darkness, and completely transforms the reality around it. This person is precisely the sacred structure that allows your inner fire to shine with divine purpose instead of chaotic destruction. Mars, your celestial ruler, is transiting a specific astrological angle that insistently asks you to channel all your innate warrior energy not toward endless and exhausting external battles, but toward the patient construction of an unshakable internal empire. And every empire that stands the test of time necessarily needs foundations as solid as rock. The Four of Wands appears in the cards, promising genuine celebration and shared joy. But pay special attention. It is not the empty celebration of impulsive abandonment and hasty departure, but the deep celebration of conscious permanence, of the mature and deliberate choice to invest vital energy into something that has deep roots, penetrating the most fertile layers of the earth. This person is not your prison, Arian. They are your safe harbor while you navigate turbulent seas. The Ace of Pentacles presents itself gloriously in your reading, with all its material splendor, bringing with it a truly golden opportunity for concrete financial manifestation on the physical plane. This is the ace of tangible prosperity, of money entering the bank account, of investments that finally begin to bear succulent fruit, of extra income that transforms your material reality. But this powerful ace has a non-negotiable condition that you need to understand deeply. It only flourishes in properly prepared fertile soil, and the fertile soil of prosperity is created through the human relationships we nourish with consistent dedication and genuine love. You have been daydreaming about impeccable financial organization, about seeing your investments grow exponentially month after month, about having that substantial extra income that transforms not only the numbers in your bank account, but fundamentally your sense of security and stability in the world. The stars reveal with precision that this person by your side at this moment carries a practical and earthy energy of Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, an earth element energy that you, as a pure fire sign, sometimes completely underestimate, but which you desperately need to manifest your dreams on the material plane. They see minute details that you naturally skip in your characteristic haste. They carefully plan every step while you prefer to act first and think later. They firmly hold the safety rope while you courageously scale the mountain of your dreams. The conscious universe does not unite complementary souls by random cosmic accident. There is a sophisticated and perfectly calculated divine architecture in true human relationships, and when we try to prematurely destroy this sacred architecture, following only our momentary egoic impulses, we create devastating cracks not only in the other being's life, but deep within our own energetic structure of future prosperity. Venus, the planet of love, beauty and harmony, is forming an extremely harmonious astrological aspect with your natal sun during this specific period, and this carries a deep meaning you cannot ignore. Love in all its varied forms, especially the mature love expressed through unwavering loyalty and conscious commitment, even when it is challenging, is being actively used by the cosmos as a direct dimensional portal to your manifested material abundance. Every time you deliberately choose to stay when the burning impulse is to run away, every time you invest precious emotional energy in understanding deeply instead of judging superficially, you are literally weaving invisible threads of pure gold into your energetic web of future prosperity. The angels of abundance who govern the flow of material wealth do not bring financial blessings to trembling hands that do not know how to hold what they receive. And holding consciously does not only mean grabbing money with greed, it means also and mainly honoring the sacred pacts and spiritual contracts we make with other souls when we allow them into our lives. Temperance appears as a divine mediator, asking for balance between extremes. This card shows a celestial angel mixing waters from 2 cups, symbolizing the urgent need for you to find the healthy middle ground between your legitimate need for personal freedom and your developing capacity for mature commitment. Arian, your true personal development in this incarnation does not happen only through the conquest of external territories or the accumulation of victories in the material world. It happens primarily through the internal refinement of your character, through your growing capacity to balance your natural fire with the earth that sustains it. This person by your side is literally serving as your earth, your complementary element that allows you to grow higher without burning yourself out completely in the process. When you plant a tree, you don't just plant the seed, you also need the right soil, the proper water, and the patience to wait for growth. Your entrepreneurial dreams are the powerful seed, but without the proper soil of stable relationships, those dreams will never become the leafy tree you visualize. Saturn, the planet of time and responsibility, is transiting in a position that asks for emotional maturity from you. Saturn does not punish. He teaches through concrete reality, and the reality he is teaching now is that you cannot build an empire alone. No one can. The Wheel of Fortune has turned magnificently and brought you to this crucial moment of decision, Aries, and it will continue to turn inexorably following the eternal cosmic cycles. The fundamental question hanging over your head like a heavy cloud is, in which specific direction do you want it to turn from now on? Toward unlimited expansion or toward the tiresome repetition of old patterns? The tarot reveals without a shadow of a doubt that you are positioned at an absolutely crucial turning point where your conscious decisions in the coming lunar cycles will definitively determine whether the cosmic wheel turns toward abundant expansion or toward the frustrating repetition of old cycles you have already lived multiple times. This specific person you have contemplated leaving behind in your journey is carefully holding a fundamental piece of the complex puzzle of your complete fulfillment as an incarnated human being. Perhaps they possess specific practical skills that perfectly complement your grand and idealistic visions. Perhaps they have valuable connections in the material world that can open golden doors for your ambitious projects of entrepreneurship and financial independence. Perhaps they simply possess the rare and precious ability to calm you when your warrior mind is in constant and exhaustive battle mode, allowing you finally to make wiser and more strategic financial decisions instead of impulsive and reactive ones that you frequently regret later. Jupiter, the great benefic of astrology and the planet of unlimited expansion and abundant luck, is transiting a specific astrological house that directly affects your partnerships of all kinds, And this is definitely not a random cosmic coincidence. The universe is literally expanding exponentially the material and spiritual blessings that can flow abundantly through the relational bridges you consciously build with other human beings on this earthly journey. True and lasting personal development, dear Arian, is not just about individually becoming physically stronger, faster in your actions, or more emotionally independent. It is fundamentally about becoming spiritually wise enough to recognize that true sustainable strength lies in conscious and chosen interdependence, not in isolated and defensive independence. The great historical empires that stood the brutal test of time were not built by solitary warriors fighting alone, but by visionary leaders who knew how to discern with wisdom when to fight bravely and when to patiently cultivate mutually beneficial strategic alliances. You are being specifically called by the universe to be that type of mature and balanced leader in your own personal life. The Emperor appears reminding you that true leadership is not impulsive tyranny, but wise governance that considers the collective good. You can be the fearless ram and still honor the connections that sustain your kingdom. The Seven of Pentacles emerges showing a farmer patiently contemplating his growing harvest, and this image carries a profound lesson about long-term investment that you urgently need to internalize. Arian, you plant seeds constantly with your natural enthusiasm and your initiating energy, but how many times do you actually stay long enough to water those seeds and harvest the ripe fruit? This person by your side represents one of the most important plantations of your life, and you are considering abandoning the field exactly when the fruits are about to ripen completely. Your extra income projects, your financial organization plans, your dreams of building something lasting, all of this requires the same principle: permanence beyond the initial enthusiasm. In the world of real entrepreneurship, in the universe of investments that actually work, it is not the fast who win, but the consistent. Venus in aspect with your natal Mars is offering you the perfect combination of passion and persistence, but you need to consciously choose to use that energy. When you abandon relationships prematurely, you are not just losing a person, you are losing all the lines of future possibility that this connection carried. It is like closing a book halfway through and never discovering the transformative end of the story. The moon appears in the cards, revealing that there is a deep emotional dimension to this situation that you have not yet fully processed. You are operating heavily from unconscious fear, Arian, and fear, disguised as an impulse for freedom, is still fear. Mars gives you courage, but sometimes that courage needs to manifest not through the act of leaving, but through the vulnerability of staying and working through the complexities. This person knows sides of you that you rarely show to the world. They have seen you not just as the invincible warrior, but also in moments of doubt, in moments of fatigue, in moments when the armor weighs too much, and they chose to stay. The universe is asking you now to reciprocate that loyalty, not out of guilty obligation, but out of wise recognition that souls who see each other completely are as rare as diamonds. In the context of your financial development journey, this level of deep trust is actually a highly valuable asset. You can take calculated risks in your investments and entrepreneurial projects when you have a stable emotional base. Studies on successful entrepreneurs repeatedly show that stable relationships at home correlate with greater success in business, not because the person becomes complacent, but because they operate from a place of internal security rather than desperation. The Ten of Cups appears on the horizon of your reading, promising complete emotional fulfillment and genuine shared joy. But this 10 does not fall from the sky as a random blessing. It is built through daily choices of presence and commitment. Arian, you are being tested now, not in your ability to conquer, but in your ability to maintain. And maintaining consciously, with active presence, is not passivity or weakness. It is actually the highest form of strength. When Mars, your ruler, forms a trine with Saturn, as is happening during this period, the astrological message is clear. Your warrior energy reaches its highest goals when directed with discipline and long-term commitment. This person by your side has skills that you do not possess and probably never will, because you are different by cosmic design. They see opportunities for savings and resource optimization that your gaze, focused on grand conquests, frequently misses. They notice when it is time to consolidate instead of expand. They balance your natural Martian optimism with a necessary touch of realism that prevents you from jumping off financial cliffs. How many times have you made impulsive decisions with money that you later regretted? How many opportunities have you lost because you didn't have the patience to wait for the right moment? This person is teaching you exactly these lessons, and you are considering dismissing the teacher before the lesson is over. The Three of Pentacles shows artisans working together on a cathedral, each contributing their unique skills to create something greater than anyone could do alone. This is the energy the universe is asking you to embrace. Your dreams of financial independence do not mean relational independence. The greatest financial successes in history were built by teams, by partnerships, by people who understood that conscious collaboration multiplies results. You want to be an entrepreneur? Great. But even the most successful solo entrepreneurs have an emotional support network that sustains them when things get difficult. This person is an essential part of your network. When you spend sleepless nights working on your project, who brings food? When you are doubting yourself, who believes in you? When you finally have a victory, who genuinely celebrates without envy? These contributions do not appear on financial spreadsheets, but they are as valuable as invested capital. Neptune is forming a challenging aspect with your Sun, which can create the illusion that the grass is greener elsewhere, that you would be freer or more successful alone. But Neptune is the planet of illusions, and you need to see through the mist it creates. The truth is that you have something precious right in front of you, and you are flirting with the idea of throwing it away for a fantasy. Justice appears, holding her sword and scales, reminding you that every choice has consequences balanced by the universe. If you choose to leave now, you won't just lose this person. You will carry the energetic pattern of that choice into your next relationships and ventures. The universe is a perfect mirror. It reflects back to us the energy we emit. If you emit the energy of abandonment when things get challenging, the universe will reflect that back through projects you abandon when they get difficult, through investments you sell at the worst time out of impatience, through opportunities that slip through your fingers because you didn't have the persistence to hold on to them. Arian, the pattern is the same, whether in relationships or in finance. Lasting success comes to those who know when to persist through temporary difficulty instead of constantly seeking easy new beginnings. Your sign governs beginnings, but God is teaching you now about the sacred power of middles and ends. Anyone can start something new when they are excited. But building something that lasts, that grows, that becomes a robust tree instead of a flash in the pan, that requires a different quality of character. The Knight of Wands, your natural significator card, appears here not riding away, but riding in circles, showing that the true journey now is internal. Uranus, the planet of sudden revolutions, is transiting your house of resources and values, and this can create a deep restlessness related to money and stability. You may be feeling an urgency to change everything, to revolutionize your financial life, to start from scratch. But Uranus is not asking you to destroy what you have. He is asking you to innovate within existing structures. You can be an entrepreneur without abandoning those who love you. You can seek extra income without destroying your support base. You can organize your finances with the help of someone who has skills complementary to yours. In fact, You will probably have more success doing exactly that. Data on entrepreneurs shows that those with stable emotional support have significantly higher success rates. Not because they are more talented, but because they can recover from failures more quickly, because they make decisions from a place of abundance instead of desperation, and because they have someone believing in them when they temporarily stop believing in themselves. The star shines magnificently over you at this moment, bringing a celestial message of genuine, renewed hope and restored faith in the divine plan. Aries of my heart, the conscious universe is telling you through these sacred tarot cards, through the numerous synchronicities you have noticed with increasing frequency, and through that quiet but persistent voice in your heart that can only speak when you stop running frantically long enough to actually listen. Do not abandon this precious person. Not because you are weak or dependent, but exactly the opposite. Because you are spiritually strong enough to honor something infinitely greater than your personal ego. Not because you have no choice or are trapped, but because this is precisely the enlightened choice that aligns you perfectly with your highest destiny and your soul mission. The cards show with crystal clarity that in the next 3 complete lunar cycles, specifically when the new moon illuminates your second astrological house of material resources and personal values, you will begin to see manifested the tangible fruits of this wise decision of conscious permanence. Concrete financial opportunities will arise, not despite this relationship as you fear, but directly through it in ways that will completely surprise you. That specific extra income project you have postponed for months will finally gain real traction and momentum because you will have the unwavering emotional support necessary to take the calculated risks it demands. Your determined journey toward true financial independence will accelerate exponentially because you will no longer be wasting massive amounts of precious vital energy on exhausting internal conflicts about leaving or staying, about abandoning or building. The universe closes heavy doors in front of us when we are walking stubbornly in the wrong direction, and simultaneously opens wide illuminated paths when we align our limited personal will with the unlimited divine will. This person is not a claustrophobic prison as your fear whispers, Arian. They are actually a solid spiritual anchor that allows you to fly higher than ever without getting lost in the cold void of space. Trust the larger plan that you cannot see completely yet. Trust the signs the universe has been sending repeatedly, and above all, trust deeply that God, the conscious universe, the infinite source of all creation, would not give you this urgent spiritual warning if there weren't a profoundly important reason for you to listen with total attention. Your future prosperity, your lasting inner peace, and your life purpose are all intrinsically connected to this crucial choice you face now. Choose wisely with your heart, not just with your head. Choose to stay and build something real, and then simply watch in wonder as the heavens open majestically to pour abundant blessings upon your courageous ram head. So be it in all planes of existence, and so it already is.